most of them out here. And today we've got a Clan Moulder video with a build guide for the Mutant Rat Ogre mutations. Mutant Rat Ogres are a powerful single entity monster available to all Skaven. This particular Mutant Rat Ogre features 10% ward save, 45% physical resist, 25% missile resist, 80 armor, the hunger regenerates health in combat, and 6.5k health. For mass damage, they use the mutation Acidic Musk glands, which debuffs armor and does high damage against massed infantry. These stats are only achievable when you're playing as Thrott of Clan Moulder using the Flesh Laboratory. Despite the slight nerf to Brood Horrors, blowing up whole enemy armies with Brood Horror cellular instability doom stacks is still quite effective, but I really prefer the Mutant Rat Ogres as they still have really high damage potential, but they're also extremely tanky. There are only 4 core augments needed for this build concept for the Mutant Rat Ogre, but you need to take 5 augments in order to activate the Steroid Infusions Flesh Lab upgrade that gives you 10% ward save for anything with more than 4 augments. It's a little bit confusing when it says 4+, it actually means you need 5 or more. You can take these augments on your Rat Ogres in any order, it doesn't matter. Synaptic Response Stimuli gives you 10% physical resistance, which is very powerful, and plus 10% speed, which helps offset the speed reduction from the Mammoth Skin Cloning augment. This augment gives you plus 30 armor, which I think is very powerful, but some people may not value armor as much. But more importantly, it gives you 15% missile resistance. Mutant Rat Ogres are giant targets for missiles, so this is really needed. Unlike the Brood Horrors, Mutant Rat Ogres don't naturally have regeneration, so we fix this by giving them Bloodworm, granting them the Hunger, which gives regeneration as long as they're in melee combat. This also gives them the attribute Undead, which makes them unbreakable. However, it does make them vulnerable to crumbling and disintegration if their morale drops too low. I like to counteract that by stacking multiple confident heroes in the army that give plus 4 leadership each. The Packmaster's Master Moulder skill gives another plus 5 leadership for a total of plus 9 per Packmaster. I like to take 4 or more to ensure that the Rat Ogres never ever crumble. Packmasters can also summon Wolf Rats. The Poison Wolf Rats are particularly good, as if you cast them on top of your Mutant Rat Ogres when they're in amongst the enemy units, it'll apply poison, reducing the damage that your Rat Ogres take. Also, your Rat Ogres don't have extremely high mass, and they'll have an easier time pushing through friendly units if they need to escape for any reason. When fighting alongside your Mutant Rat Ogres, your Packmasters will also grant them extra regeneration with the Running with the Pack skill. The last of the 4 core augments, of course, is the Acidic Musk glands. This is what allows the Mutant Rat Ogres to take down huge blobs of infantry. This will affect every unit underneath its area of effect, and within 19 seconds, it will take off 30 to 40% health from most infantry units with a single cast. You probably don't even need to take this on every Mutant Rat Ogre. Just 3 or 4 with the Acidic Musk augment will probably be enough to destroy most enemy armies. The 5th augment that you need to take in order to unlock the 10% extra ward save is basically dealer's choice. Razor Claw Grafts is a solid basic choice if you just want to buff the Mutant Rat Ogre's damage. Weapon strength plus 10% will buff both the base weapon damage and the Mutant Rat Ogre's high armor piercing damage, whereas Deadly Momentum only buff their non-armor piercing damage and charge bonus that they don't need. If you're struggling with your economy on legendary difficulty, the Autonomy augment will reduce the upkeep by 15%, essentially offsetting the supply lines penalty for 1 extra army. It's a good idea to grab Guardian on at least one of your ogres to grant 15% physical resistance to your Lord and heroes. You only need 1 as this doesn't stack. Pestilential Glands with the plus 10 bonus versus infantry and the Contaminated Contact effect that reduces enemy leadership by minus 10 is really useful, just to make those enemy formations break a little bit faster. Propane Perspiration is pretty good, particularly when you combine it with the Banner of Eternal Flame. That way they'll be all doing flaming attacks and the enemy will have minus 20% weakness to fire, so you'll essentially be doing 20% extra damage. Although it does make the unit more expensive, I think my favorite choice for that 5th augment is Grya Nanobot. It gives the Mutant Rat Ogre Stalk and also Unspottable, so you can get very close to enemy units while remaining completely invisible. This allows you to avoid a lot of enemy range damage, and if one of your Rat Ogres gets extremely damaged, it also allows you to pull them out of the fight and hide them. You can see here a single one of these Acidic Musk Rat Ogres destroying up a stack of Empire infantry, including absolutely smashing their Lord even while surrounded. If you have a full Doom stack supported by heroes, Mutant Rat Ogre stack can do some serious damage.